Hello, welcome to SwitchedOn. Paul speaking. And big day in the UK today. It's Nintendo's Blockbuster sale. A new sale that they've announced for the UK and the EU. I guess America will be having one. And they normally follow a week or so after. So keep your eyes peeled in the States for that. But I thought what we'd do is just have a quick look at some of the games that are on sale. Unfortunately, I own most of them, so the prices won't be on screen. But I'll try and find the prices and let you know as we're going through them. And just give you my thoughts on what are some good picks. So first one on the store is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which is down to £11 and 9p. Hello? £11? So it goes without saying, an excellent game. I just haven't quite finished it. I'm on the very last boss. And I keep coming back to it, but I can't get past it. But a really, really great game. I've enjoyed all my time playing this. And if you like tactical games, then it should be a no-brainer. Really polished. Really excellent experience. So tactical games, if you like Mario, if you like sort of Disgaea, grid-based battles, that kind of thing. Great little story mode, some DLC as well, which I think is on sale as well. Yeah, it looks like the gold edition's £20. So I'd imagine the DLC to buy is on offer as well. So really good price that. Definitely pick that one up if you haven't got it already. Can't imagine too many people haven't. But if you're new to the Switch, firstly, welcome. Secondly, pick that game up. Secondly, Uno. I know it's a bit of a cheesy one, but absolutely love Uno. It probably helps in our house that we've got 3 Switches, and it's kind of a family game night. We do play the actual board games. Well, we're not sad. We don't just sit around playing it on the Switch, but we do like the odd game of Uno if we're out and about. We've all got our Switches. £2.39. 70% off. Come on, guys. Uno. It's a great game. Online is brilliant. Often play online. Never had many problems finding games. There's always people playing. So really, really nice game. Brings back memories of the Xbox 360 good times on Xbox Live. So Uno, £2. Pick it up. You could get Uno and Mario Rabbids for under 15 quid. What are you waiting for? Rayman Legends is another one. I didn't talk about Spyro. As you can see that, probably tell the prices up there. I haven't got that, but I believe it's okay. Not sure I want to pay £17 for it, but if you do, good offer at half price there. Rayman Legends is one of the best platforming games, 2D platforming games on the Switch, and it is down to, if I can find a price for this on the eShop, £7.49, 75% off. Amazing! This is a really good offer. So, yep, £7.49, really good 2D platformer. Absolutely beautiful. Tons of content. I believe this has got DLC as well. There's a demo as well there, so you can download a demo and try it out. But there's loads of mini games. Really, really brilliant platform game. If you like your platforming games, that is an absolute must. And it's still at £7.50. Assassin's Creed, it's got 63% off, down to £11. Not one of my favourite genres, or favourite series, I should say. But looks a decent save in there. South Park, these games go on sale a hell of a lot. I really like both of these. You got the Fractured Butthole and what's the other one called? Name escapes me. The other South Park bit's on sale here somewhere. Stick of Truth. There you go. Both really good RPGs, especially if you like South Park. Excellently done. Voicing, animation, just looks like a TV show really. So if you are a fan of South Park, you've probably got these already. If you hate South Park, then avoid these games because they're just going to grate on you, because they are just like one long cartoon that you can play. But personally, really well done. Like those games a lot. Dead Cells, another no-brainer. This is a 2D platformer with some combat, also procedurally generated. Just had a few big DLC drops as well. This one's down 31%, down to £15.49. A little bit pricey for an indie game. It is one of the top priced indie games, really. £22.49 normally. But it's so worth it. It's an absolutely brilliant game. You just play over and over. Never going to get the same experience. Lots of items to loot and pick up. So, yeah, if you haven't got Dead Cells yet and you like sort of platforming combat, procedurally generated, Metroidvania type games, then that's a really good game and a decent price as well. Ukulele, again, another one I've not really been into, but looks a decent save in there. 66% off, down to $11.89. Now, Child of Light's an interesting one. 70% off. That's a great saving, first of all, down to £4.80. I played this one a little bit on the Vita, I think it was, back in the day. But yeah, really nice sort of RPG platformer. A couple of unique mechanics here. You've got sort of a character you control, I believe, with the right stick on the Switch. I think you use the touchscreen on the Vita. But yeah, really nice game. Great price again, so definitely worth picking that up. Mario Odyssey. So let's have a look at a price for that. Yeah, so all these first-party Nintendo titles seem to have like 33% off. So this is down to £33.29. Really enjoyed all of it. Sort of played through it in probably about a week. Just hammered it. Really, really good game, obviously. I still go back sometimes and play it just to sort of see if I can find any more moons. But it's always a little bit difficult because, you know, these Nintendo first-party games are pretty expensive. So if you are looking to buy them, I guess now is the time to buy. But at the same time, £33 is still quite a lot. So leave that one up to you. Stick of Truth, I've already mentioned. Assassin's Creed, going to avoid that. Fire Emblem, I'm guessing that's down 33% like the other Nintendo games. Have a quick look on Deku. Yeah, $33.29 for that as well. Same sort of thing. One of the best games on the Switch. Absolutely love it. Love this series. Loads of content as well, and obviously new DLC I think came out this week. I think the DLC came out this week. Not picked up yet because I've not actually finished the base game, and I'm not going to buy the DLC until I finish the base game. But yeah, again, another tactical RPG. Absolutely superb series. Really love it. If you like strategy games, tactical games, then definitely pick that up. What else have we got? Gear Club Unlimited is trash. Don't buy it. Don't even want to look up the price for that. No good. The second one I prefer. I think I gave that 7 when I reviewed it. So dig out the review if you want to check that one out. I'm not sure if that's on sale actually. But yeah, first one, avoid that. No good. Trials Rising. Really good bike game. Let's have a look for a price. Sort of a side-on obstacle course sort of game. Physics-based. That is down to £7.99. Bargain. Yeah, so if you like, if you remember Kickstart from way back in the day, I'm sure everybody's played Trials anyway, but yeah, a game called Kickstart way back on the Commodore 64. But yeah, you sort of have to get across these obstacle courses, physics-based, you have to sort of adjust your rider's weight and make sure you're at the right speed. Has some pretty spectacular ragdoll physics for when you crash. Hilarious game, really good. Got online as well. I think it's got a track creator as well, if I remember rightly. Not played it for a little while, but yeah, $7.99. And the gold edition with the DLC is $11.09, so that's a really good price there. Beat Cop, avoid that. Again, don't care about the price. Check out my review. Hated it. It was a really weird game. It had so much promise in the premise. But yeah, let me down. It sort of skipped some of the story stuff, and I felt like I had a complete waste of about 10 hours playing that. Don't buy that. Skyrim, I think, had 50% off that I saw earlier. So as it's is it technically a third party game? It's got 50% off, so that is down to $24.99. Really good game. Obviously, if you've probably played Skyrim before, but it runs really nicely on the Switch. Really great to have it handheld. One of the first big blockbuster games that came out on the Switch that sort of were like, you know, wow, that size of the game of Skyrim can be played on a little handheld computer or handheld tablet. So yeah, brilliant game. Huge, hundreds of hours. Definitely recommend that. Mario Maker 2, another one of these first party titles, down to £33. Had it on cartridge, didn't really get on with it, to be honest. I wouldn't buy it for $33, but I know loads of people like it, so good time to buy it if you've been keeping an eye out for that. What else we got? FIFA 20, can understand people's hate on that. It really is just a reskinned FIFA 19 with new teams and new kits, that kind of stuff, but exactly the same gameplay as FIFA 19. So I really honestly do get the hate. If you've not got a FIFA, I would definitely recommend FIFA 20 because obviously it's the most recent and up to date. Depends how much you hate giving EA money, but there you go. £22.49. I think it's been lower. Maybe not. Deco is saying that's the best all-time lowest price. So £22.49, good time to buy, but the season whittling down in the UK, so is it worth a purchase just now? New one will be out in September if they make one for the Switch. So you're going to get about 6 months gameplay out of that for £22.49. Turing Test has just come out, so that's not really an offer. Witcher 3, obviously, goes without saying. Absolute must buy. One of these, like I said about Skyrim, it's like, could this run on the Switch? Absolutely, it does. They couldn't believe it when they sort of ported it at first. It ran like a dog, apparently. And they optimised it. And here it is in all its glory. So, $34.99. Decent price if you've been looking for that. Absolutely recommend it. It's got all the DLC with it. Amazing game. And again, another game you're going to have hundreds of hours of entertainment from. So definitely recommend that. Terraria, did a lot of coverage of that on the channel. Don't even need to look up a price for that. It's worth the asking price, any price really. There's so much gameplay, so much content, literally thousands of hours of gameplay. I did start doing a gameplay run through, like a series, and sort of stopped doing that. And a few people have asked me to carry on with it, which I may well do. May well come back to it. But an absolutely superb game. Enjoyed all of my time that I spent around that. Was it last summer? Really good stuff. Dark Souls Remastered, sorry. I didn't particularly enjoy that personally. I just felt it was, gameplay aside, I felt it was a little bit muddy on the Switch. Castle of Heart is like a 2D Dark Souls. Not bad. I imagine it's going to be quite cheap. So if you like side-scrolling hard combat games, then that could be for you. Here's one is, again, I would recommend this without even knowing the price, but I will look it up. Darkest Dungeon. Absolutely incredible RPG with an amazing art style. Absolutely one of the best games I've played in this generation. One of my favourite games on the Switch. £10.79. Absolute bargain. Rarely goes on sale. But it's an absolutely cracking game. Randomly generated. Loads of loot. Really clever combat system. Outside of the combat and story, there's loads of stuff like world building to do. Cannot recommend that enough. If you're wanting sort of a strategic, tactical game, RPG, random elements, then Darkest Dungeon, absolutely incredible. Civilization 6, another superb game. I'm guessing this is one that's going to have 50% off it probably. Just grab a price quick. But again, if you've probably played Civilization by now, at least know what it is. Indeed, it's 50% off, down to $22.49. Really good price for this. Again, a game that you're going to play over and over and get hundreds of hours of entertainment from. So $22.49 is nothing really, is it? So highly recommend it. Really cool game. Very deep. Loads of replayability. If you love board games, then I'd definitely recommend that. So Civilization 6, another one of those must-buy games. Another must-buy, Diablo 3. Stop my cursor going crazy. Again, huge game. Hundreds of hours of content. Just a hack and slash game. Dungeon crawler. Untold amount of loot. It's down to $34.99. 30% off actually. Online co-op. Local co-op. Absolutely superb game. And runs like an absolute dream on the Switch as well. So highly, highly recommended that. Even at 35 quid. You can't go wrong. Killer Queen Black keeps going on sale. They're really trying to get some sort of player base on this, even though it is cross-platform. I think I read that they sold a huge amount on the Switch compared to all the other platforms put together, which is encouraging for the Switch, but also doesn't say that there's going to be a huge player base on the other platforms. I'm not backing it up with any figures, so if there are millions of people playing it, then apologies. But a couple of times, especially early on when it came out, I struggled to get stable online games. A lot of people were dropping out or just not filling up the games at all. But this one's down to £8, just over £8, 50% off. A really fun game, and one that the developers, Liquid Bit there, are really sticking with updating and stuff. So it's a really fun game. Team, sort of, I hesitate to call it a team sport, but sort of 4v4. All got different roles in that team, and it's you're trying to complete mission to win the game for your side. Each character does a slightly different thing to help that mission. So, funky little game, something original. If you're in America, then you're going to know probably the Killer Queen arcade cabinets, but you can't really get them in the UK. So, one to consider. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, another one of these first-party titles, down to £33. I had this on cartridge when the Switch came out. Or certainly when Xenoblade Chronicles came out. It was a little while after the Switch, wasn't it? But yeah, put in probably 30, 40 hours. Started to grate on me a bit, to be honest, but I really got the itch. Every time this goes on sale, I really get the itch to pick it up again on digital and give it another go. Obviously a brilliant game, but I just found the combat overly complicated and unnecessarily complicated. And to be honest, I don't think I understood a lot of it, but I know a lot of people have just absolutely loved it to death and played it, over and over. So, good price. When these first party titles go down on price, always worth considering. Rad, I'll give you a heads up on. I played a demo of that at EGX. Wasn't that impressed. 50% off. Would I recommend it? Maybe. Just it doesn't run great. Perhaps it's been patched since then, so maybe one to look up a review on. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it personally from what I played. Lego Worlds performance again wasn't great. What didn't really grab me that game at all, so I probably would leave that. Saints Row I picked up recently. It was on sale in Russia a few months back, and got it for an absolute ridiculous price. And feared the worst. People say it doesn't run the best. I had absolutely no problems. I thought it was a really good game. Played about 10 hours of it so far, and it's a big old game. So hopefully it doesn't get worse the more you get into it, as I'm sitting here recommending it. But from what I've played, really smooth experience. I wouldn't say it was like 60 frames a second, and sometimes it did dip below 30. But for what it's doing on the Switch, open world, loads going on, Grand Theft Auto style game. Yeah, just don't listen to the negativity, because it has been patched since, and it runs really, really nicely now. So recommend Saints Row the third. Obviously the fourth one's coming out soon as well, so it may be worth hitting that one up. Krypton the Necrodancer, good game. Children of Malta was really good. Got a review of that on the channel if you want to check that out. My time at Porsche is okay. I think it's been patched a few times. When I got it initially, it wasn't one I got for review, but I did actually buy it. And it was pretty choppy, but I know it's been patched a few times, but I haven't been back to it, just due to it just kind of put me off at the start. Doom is a really, really good game on the Switch. Probably one of the, well, it was until very, very recently, but one of the best first-person shooters, obviously, but it just runs really good on the Switch. Panic Button, the developers or porters, done an absolutely incredible job. Down to £25 in the UK. Highly recommend it. Textures can get a little bit smudgy, but again, considering what it's doing, it looks absolutely superb and runs really nicely. So put aside the hate, grab Doom, play some Doom on the bus, and just enjoy it for what it is. A really, really good first-person shooter with online elements. Coming to the end of the decent games on sale. These are all little indie games. Nothing really jumping out at me. Jurassic World's a good game, down for $21.69. Lego Jurassic World. My wife's completed that. I watched her play a lot of that. She really enjoyed that. I'm not a massive fan of Lego games, but they're always decent looking. Moonlighter's a weird one. That's quite a nice little procedurally generated game. Half of it you spend running a shop. Half of it you spend diving down dungeons to find loot. Just checking the price. That's $8.99. I'd probably recommend it for $8.99. That's 60% off, and that's a good price for Moonlighter. It's not the best game in the world. I think it's doesn't quite do either element really well, but overall as a package, it's quite a fun game. And as I say, for $8.99, if you liked Binding of Isaac or Enter the Gungeon, that's the sort of gameplay in the dungeon crawling part, and then you've got this kind of shop management part, which isn't that particularly deep. It doesn't. It probably sounds grander than it is, but it's fun enough. For $8.99, I'd recommend that for definite. What else have we got? Mortal Kombat. A lot of people complain about that. I don't find it too bad. Again, kind of give some games a bit of leeway due to the size of them. I don't mind massive games like this being ported and taking a little bit of a hit in the graphical quality. It's obviously nowhere near as nice as some of the other versions, but I don't know. What's it down to? Let's have a look. See if I can recommend it. Yeah, down to $21.99. I'd probably recommend it for that. 60% off. Probably go for that. DAEMON X MACHINA. That's a really good game. One that I overlooked. I played the demo when they first released that and wasn't keen on it at all. But hype of updates and hearing good things about it sucked me back into it. So I kind of reluctantly picked it up, but I did pick it up and ended up really enjoying it. It's a really good game. I think they took a lot of the criticism from the demo on board. They've patched it a lot, so fixed up a lot of things, listened to the community. And yeah, if you like sort of third-person shooters, I'm not a big fan of mechs, but yeah, I quite enjoyed playing that, to be honest. Let's have a look for a price. I think it's a first-party game, so it's going to be down 33%. Yeah, 33%, down to £33.29, another one of those. Definitely recommended. Really good game. Thea, The Awakening. This is an interesting one. If you're a fan of board games, particularly, then I would highly recommend Thea, The Awakening. A really deep game. Kind of a mix between a board game, Civilization, a card game. There's sort of card-based combat in it. Really, really cool game. If you like strategy, and this element here as well, if we go back to that screen grab, it's like a choose-your-own-adventure story as well. So lots of really cool, but slightly geeky elements all pulled together into one game, and that's got 50% off down to $7.99. I would highly, highly recommend this for fans of strategy games and board game fans. Really, really, really good game. So pick that one up if you can. What else have we got? Sonic I've reviewed on the channel. Decent game, but $24.49. Kind of a top end of what I'd be looking at to pay for that. Wizard of Legend I couldn't get on with at all. Really didn't like it, but I know a lot of people do. Ghostbusters the game, I had that for a review. I put up a couple of videos, but never got round to doing a full review on it. But a really, really nice port. Obviously, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you've probably already got it anyway. But if you haven't got it yet and you're a Ghostbusters fan, really cool game. It's like playing through the film. The story's a bit cheesy, the acting's a little bit cheesy, but it does feature all the real voice actors. So Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. Cool game. Yeah, it's down 40%, down to $17.99. No brainer at that price. A really good game. Even if you're not a fan of the film, I think you'd still enjoy it if you like, third-person shooting games. A lot of content, then you'd probably like that. Bloodstained, two really controversial games now. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, and Xenon Racer. Now then, both have had their problems on launch and both have been patched heavily since launch and have both improved since launch. So are they worth your cash? Let's get a price for Xenon Racer first. I think this has got quite a deep discount, what I've heard from other people. I've had quite a few people asking me if I'd recommend this. Down 75%, down to £8.74. I think from what it is now, certainly from when it started, but now it's got that sort of stable 30 frames a second gameplay and the slightly tweaked graphics. I would say that's for, what was it, £8.74. Absolutely worth picking up. Quite a fun racing game. The original asking price I think was like 50 quid. Absolutely ridiculous. Even post-patching to want 50 quid for that game. But £8, no problem at all with that. And pretty much the same for Bloodstained. Really bad launch. It was very bad in terms of frame rate. Visually had some downgraded textures compared to other platforms. But it's been patched a lot. So it's perfect. It's a long way from perfect. Despite them proclaiming every patch they release they've fixed all the problems. Tends to, one problem is fixed is another two gets raised. But I've put in about 15 hours into this and I really, really like it a lot. So yeah, it's 22 or 24.49, so it's not the cheapest or biggest discount. So I would still err a little on caution at that price, to be honest. Unless you really, really love Metroidvanias or platform games. Hang fire on that. Brothers, done a review on the channel. Quite a nice little game. Get through it in a few hours. Little co-op game. You can play with someone else or control both characters yourself. Snooker 19. Oh my goodness. One of my favourite games. from last year would certainly be in my top 5 Switch games of 2019 personally. Love a simulation here on SwitchedOn. 40% off down to $17.99. I'd buy it at full price at no problem. So $17.99 is a no-brainer if you're a snooker fan or a sports fan. Absolutely recommended. A really good developer and publisher as well. They really look after their purchasers with patches and listen to feedback and stuff. So yeah, no problem recommending snooker at $17.99. So if I could recommend a fun one, Blackjack Battle 2 Turbo or Super Turbo Blackjack Battle 2 is a fun little game. I guess that's going to be down to about £1. Not got a price in front of me for that one, but yeah, it's like Blackjack, but it's all set in this kind of Street Fighter-esque world. Sort of travel around a map like you're doing Street Fighter, battling other players. Quite a fun game. As I say, you could probably pick it up with your gold coins. Wolfenstein 2 is a good game. 50% off, down $24.99. Had another one I had physical and aiming to pick this one up digitally, so I may make the leap now. I did enjoy it. I found it quite difficult though. I always find these first-person shooters difficult, but I did enjoy it, so I may well pick that up at $24.99, 50% off. Mutant Alien Assault, I've got a video on the channel about that, so you can check that one out. What else have we got down here? Vaporum, again, got a video on the channel. Really enjoyed that. Did a review on that. I think it got 7.5, something like that. LA Noire is another game I had on cartridge. Another really good port. I'm not sure if Panic Button did this one as well. Possibly did. Doesn't sound there, does it? But yeah, a really nice port, to be honest, and a game that I enjoy a lot. So I think I got quite far into it on the cartridge version and sold it. So I probably won't pick up again because it's kind of a one playthrough and done. But yeah, a really good game. Sort of a police investigation. Or the key about that game is that obviously the interviews, as you're interviewing suspects, the facial expressions on the characters are unbelievable. Probably now it's a little bit showing its age, but for the time it was absolutely incredible. The nuances of like the facial animations, just like even like little eyebrow raises, little grimaces, just you could just tell from people's faces what they were feeling. Very clever and definitely worth playing if you haven't played it. Just going to skip through a few more now to see if we can get the whole lot done. Tumblestone's quite a fun puzzle game. That's going to be a couple of £. Definitely recommend that. Same with Letterquest Remastered, really. It's another one you could probably pick up with your gold coins. It's a fun little letter or word guessing game. Good if you've got kids as well. Sort of wrapped up in an RPG. Quite a fun game. Quite enjoy playing that. Quite a good price off the Trine collection there. $23.99. They're good side-scrolling platformers. God Eater 3, 40% off, down to $29.99. That's a good price, isn't it? Played the demo of this, and I think, yeah, the demo's still up there. So grab a look at the demo if you're not sure on this one. But it's a bit like a Monster Hunter style game. And I think this might be another one at $29.99 that I may go in on. Might grab the demo and have another go at that. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is a superb game, 50% off. It's like a action RPG, or turn-based really RPG, but on your turn you're doing actions. You can run around the battlefield, take pot shots at the enemy. You've got like an action bar. If you're looking at the screenshot there, down the, I think it was the action bar was down the right-hand side, the green bar there. But basically, as you're running around, the action bar ticks down. When you're out of actions, it's then the enemy's turn. But it's a really fun system, really enjoyable game, great story, beautiful graphics. To be honest, Valkyria Chronicles 4 and the original Valkyria Chronicles, which is also on the eShop, are very, very similar. So I would honestly go with whichever is cheaper. Both incredibly similar games. Neocab I've reviewed on the channel, is okay. Disgaea 5 is one of my most favourite games. The Disgaea series is absolutely incredible. Guessing that's going to be down 33%. Sorry, this video is really dragging on. I didn't expect it to drag on this long, so apologies. Hope you're getting some benefit. Right, Disgaea 5, 67% off. £16.66. Absolute must buy. Check out my review. I think I gave it 9 or 9.5. Brilliant game. Download the demo, although it probably won't make a lot of sense. It's a crazy game, but really fun once you get into it. And I've said it a few times on these games. Literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of content in Disgaea 5. Really cool game. Forgotten Anne I bought about 18 months ago and never played it. I really must get around to playing it. It's just sat in my library. But it does look good. Another game here that I'm considering picking up, $23.99 for Mutant Year Zero. I believe it's got some texture issues and some frame rate issues, but kind of like XCOM-ish. So if you're dying for an XCOM type game, then that's probably going to be something near the closest one for you. Definitely check out some updated reviews on that though, because I'm not 100% sure what state that's in, but one that I may be picking up myself. Super Street Racer, I did a little video on that on the channel. Quite a decent game. The only problem, or one of the biggest problems I had with it, was the asking price at the time. I think it was £45, which was absolutely insane. So let's have a look, see what that's down to now. 33% off, down to £26.99. Probably I'd want to see that sub £20 before I could recommend it though. Decent enough game. It just, there's probably better racing games out there for less. So just sort of take caution on that one. Ghostblade HD is a really nice shoot 'em up if you're a shoot 'em up fan. 40% off that, decent price. Strikey Sisters, I downloaded the demo of this. I haven't got it, but I downloaded the demo, and it's a really fun game. So check it out. It's kind of a mix between an RPG and Breakout. So you're hitting like this projectile back up at the enemies and the dungeons and sort of destroying things in the dungeon. And I really liked it. I was kind of hoping there's going to be a bigger discount on it, because it's probably not the game that I'd pay too much for. But down for £6, I may well pick that up. But there is a demo there, so definitely grab that and see what you think. Disgaea 4 as well there. That's another great game in the Disgaea series. They're all very similar to the Disgaea games. So again, I'd probably recommend whichever is cheapest on those. Although Disgaea 1 is, doesn't feature some of the things that I've seen Disgaea 4 and 5. But 4 and 5, you can pretty much go for the cheapest one on that. And Disgaea 1's on sale there as well. So, yeah, can complete the series. Lapis Labyrinth's quite a fun game. Again, one I reviewed on the channel. It's kind of a mindless button masher, sort of platforming, shoot 'em up. Sort of cute, sort of Japanesey elements to it. It's 50% off, down to £13.49. I'd say that's worth it, £13.49. I think I had a problem at the time with it being repetitive, but I think for £13.49, I would recommend that. So check that one out, Lapis Labyrinth. Really don't want this to go too much longer. I'm really sorry that it's so many games on sale. It is a blockbuster sale after all. Summer sports games, avoid that like the plague. It's terrible. Don't care what price it is. Some games just aren't worth buying. Have we got to the end here? No, it's still going. Grip Combat Racing's quite a good game. I've got no problems with the performance of that. It's quite fast. I think it came out around about the time of Xenon Racer as well, which really put Xenon Racer in a bad light. Because the performance in Grip was pretty good, I think. Certainly better than Xenon. So, yeah, I would recommend that. Travis Strikes Again. Got a lot of hate from people, but as a game I quite enjoyed. £12.49? Yeah, no problem. I would definitely recommend buying that. Really fun little indie game. £12.49 is a good price for it. Quickly flicking through. If you're a board game fan, Super Dungeon Tactics. is a remake of a board game, which is actually based on a video game. So it's kind of a Inception stuff going on now. 50% off down to £3.89. Definitely recommend it for that. So especially if you're a fan of the board game, the original board game. Can't remember the board game's name though. It's was it Dungeon Tactics? Something like that. But yeah, good game. Another one of those hex-based or grid-based games if you're a fan of those tactical games. More Fight is quite a fun game. Not going to look too much into that, but it's quite fun. So I'm just hoping that some of these games are interesting you and you're happy enough just to have a yay or a nay from me. Lovecraft's Untold Stories review on the channel. Huge game. I found it dragged on a little bit too much and it was quite difficult, but maybe one to look into. Check out my review on that for more information. And there must be, what, 1,000 games on sale here? Oh, it's just going on and on, isn't it? I think what we'll do is we'll call an end to the video there because it's just going on. And I've given you lots of different opinions on lots of different games there. So drop me a question below. If you've spotted that I've got a purchased game on here and I haven't spoken about it and you want to know about it, then please just drop me a comment below and I'll be happy to reply. But all before I go, Starlink, great game. Really, really good game. Get that at any price. It's absolutely ridiculous physical price now, especially in the UK. It's like £9 for the full set with the models. They can't give it away. But it's a really good game. So definitely pick up Starlink if you haven't already got it. These look to be DLCs. Overwatch, just as we're wrapping the video up, no-brainer, runs brilliantly on the Switch. Good online community. Absolutely great game. And I think that could be at the bottom of the list. We are at the bottom. We made it. So just at the end there. Thanks very much for watching. If you made it through all that, sorry it went so long. And thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And as I say, drop me a comment below if you want opinion on any of the games that I've skipped or want more opinion on the ones that I gave you a brief overview on. And happy purchases. Lots of choice there. And don't spend all your money too quickly. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all in the next video. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.